Hey, what's going on, good people? And in this video, we're going to be discussing why would someone get married three times? Is it possible that some women out here are just serial brides and divorcees? But we got a lady here who's been married and divorced three times. So, we definitely got to get into it and chop it up. But before we do, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, like the video, definitely drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. And also, don't forget to follow me on Datingwright Clips and Ronin Passport, the other channels. Not here to waste your time. Let's get right into it.
So I've been married and divorced 3 times. And I think my main problem has been that my parents actually liked each other. I didn't see any fussing or fighting or arguing. My parents were a team. If one of them cooked, the other one cleaned, or sometimes one of them did it all because the other one was at work. I didn't see one partner hating on the next or being disrespectful and talking crazy and calling each other out of their names. Like, I didn't see any of that. So I see these couples with these battlefield marriages where they're just constantly arguing. They're constantly hating on each other. They're constantly, calling each other their names and fighting and fussing and all that dumb shit. Like, I'm not interested. I came from a peaceful home, come from a place of love. And I've noticed that a lot of people can't really say that. Like, they saw and witnessed a lot of junk inside their households growing up. And I just didn't.
Now, just for a second here, let me say that she seems to be going on a tangent here about her parents and how they ended up staying together. But just because you didn't see your parents fight doesn't mean that they did not fight. I don't really see where she's going with this, but okay.
So at the very inkling of some bullshit, that cheating, the beating, the talking crazy, the fussing, the arguing, the fighting, I'm ready to go. Because I've seen with my own 2 eyes how two people can really care about each other, love each other, and respect each other. And I'm not willing to settle for anything less because I'm not bringing anything less to the table. So yes, I am an advocate for picking up and leaving and starting over if that's what you have to do. There's no reason why you should stay in a situation just because you made a mistake so you can be miserable for the rest of your life.
Now, on a side note, I will be honest and say women who've been married 3, 4 times like this, they got some good. Her hot pockets get warm, and that's why most men usually get married and settle down anyway, because they want that thing in house. Let's give her some credit. She good with one thing, and that's that box. See, this is the kind of stuff that trips me out about modern women. She probably knows for sure that her parents argued and fought sometimes. I know my parents did. Now, I must say they did not do it in front of us. We would always know when there was tension between my parents, my dad and my mom, because they would just go in the room and talk. They'd shut the door. We didn't hear not one argument coming from their room. Now, I think, to be honest, I heard them arguing one time. Majority of their arguments, they would go in the room. We never heard a peep from them. And I said all that just to say that it didn't stop me from having toxic relationships and getting into bad arguments. Like, I don't know why people love to say, oh, my parents was raised this type of way. They was all perfect. No, your parents wasn't. They just simply had their arguments away from home or kept it away in private. And most importantly, she missed the biggest message that her parents were trying to teach her, which was, you stay together. You keep your marriage together. You don't break up. You don't break up just because, oh, you ain't feeling, this type of way.
You said, wait a minute. I'm a professional woman. And you're a failure. Don't tell me nothing about your profession. You're a failure if you can't keep a man.
So here's a story time about me being married and divorced 3 times. I'm going to tell you about how long I dated each one of my husbands. So first time I got married, I think I was either 21 going on 22, straight out of college. Like literally I graduated in May of, I think it was 2007, and got married in June of 2007. And we had been together in college for going on maybe 3 years. So we dated. Honestly, the situation was pretty toxic. Like, it was a situation where, I was working, going in college, and he was not. Basically, living off of me and my parents at the time, because I had my own apartment. He lived in my apartment. And I had my own car, whenever he needed transportation, he would drive my car, that sort of thing. He didn't come from a very good or well-to-do background. I did. So we got married. He proposed that right on our second anniversary, and we ended up getting married maybe about a year or so after that. And I knew at the time that it probably wasn't the best idea. But I come from a background, everybody's married. My mom and dad were putting a lot of pressure on us or on me, I can't even say him. They were putting a lot of pressure on me. Of course, we were, living together and we weren't married. I wasn't pregnant or anything like that. Matter of fact, that marriage didn't produce any children. I didn't have children until I was about 28 years old, something like that. So yeah, second marriage, we had dated each other for, I want to say about 3 years as well. And ended up getting married, having our daughters. I have twin daughters from that marriage. And then third marriage, I'm thinking, the whole, if you know, and a man ought to know in, a month or 2 months or 60 days or whatever it is y'all pick me to be talking about. We got engaged, I think, by month 4, and by 6 months, we were married. We went to the courthouse and we got married. And not 2 weeks after we got married, his mask fell off and he was a whole different person.
I knew she wasn't going to take any type of responsibility or accountability. It all was going to fall on her husband's fault, by the way. All 3 of them.
All 3 of y'all.
And because I had went through so much, I'm leaving out a lot of details in that first and second marriage, but I done seen it all, okay? I done seen a lot. But because I had been through so much, I had already dealt with the whole narcissistic situation and all that type of shit. I told him straight up, look, I know what this is. I've seen it before, and this game is not going to work. So whoever you are now, you need to bring back whoever it was that you were 2 weeks ago. Cause
she's the problem, but we will never hear her in one of these TikTok videos saying that. It's always that man's fault who couldn't get his stuff together. And the way she keep running her mouth in these videos, you can tell she's a very combative, rebellious woman.
Actually, I did see how to settle disagreements in a healthy way, where 2 adults were able to sit down, have a conversation about it, pray about it, maybe even go to their pastor, because my parents were, very religious. They were, Christian based or whatever. So actually, I did see, how to resolve conflict in a relationship.
Why is it so hard for women to take accountability for the stuff they do? I'm going to keep it going.
One of the reasons why I'm not interested in putting up with cussing, fussing, fighting, throwing things. And not to say that I've never been, guilty of doing anything like that. I'm not saying that at all. But usually that's my cue that it's time to go. Once you're having the same argument over and over and over again, and there's no conflict resolution, like the other party is not interested in going to counseling, they're not interested in having any type of discussion. They're, every time you address something, it becomes an argument or a fight. Like that's when I know that it's time to leave, because I refuse to end up in that cycle for the rest of my life. Like, stress kills. And I have been in situations where, I've had chest pains and, my skin was breaking out and my hair was falling out. And those types of things, all because somebody does not want to get on the same page, or they expect you to deal with very toxic things like cheating, emotional abuse, financial abuse. They like to live on the edge by spending up all the money and instead of paying bills, and they want to wear, Gucci and Louis Vuitton and all that type of stuff in lieu of keeping bills paid. And so they go into the account and they take money and they hide it and do things like that. Like, I'm not interested in that, because number one, I didn't see that growing up, and I know that it's possible to not have.
I know women hate when men talk about this and say this, but why did she pick guys who wanted to wear Gucci belts and designer clothes? They didn't want to work when she was working. When she was the one paying all the bills, these guys didn't want to work. Now, come on now. Like, she gotta be able to look in the mirror at some point and be like, hey, my picker is off. Why would I marry a man that don't want to work or provide for the home? Maybe I'm the issue. I like these particular men because they give me good whatever. I like these particular men because I just want to be married. I just want to be seen in a relationship. I wanted the wedding more than I actually wanted the marriage. Why? Because I divorced at the first sight of trouble or drama or toxic whatever. Going into this, apparently was straight blindfolded. Maybe she expected this guy to change or she thought she can change him. But why won't she just take accountability for picking these type of men? And she's not going to change. This lady here is a liar. She's not willing to take no responsibility for having a intimate relationship with irresponsible men. Despite growing up in a healthy home, seeing a beautiful, healthy marriage, she seemed to have went through all of this drama and mess 3 times. But that's all I got in this video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button on your way out. Like the video, drop a comment down below. Thank you guys for watching to the end. I will see you in the next video.